Hi all, Skeleton here. I've got the version 2 of my Frost Hydra. Hopefully this is a giant improvement. As awesome as Hydras are, they are just a part of our toolkit, a part of our damage. The changes that we've made will vastly improve the botting and the mana on single target, which is, I know, was a bit of an issue with the other one. I mean, it was manageable, but you know, it's much nicer now. So what we've done is we've dropped Iris in favour of Starless Skies. The nice thing about my horrendous one is the legendary power. So spending our primary resource reduces the resource costs of our skills by 2%, which is huge. And also increases our damage by 15%, and that is a base modifier, not an increase. So it's a big modifier. So essentially, these three have basically no cost. So I could spam familiar and get most of my stacks, and it costs me nothing, and then I have 50% mana reduction. It's just really good. So I do like Iris. If I did find a mythic one, I would be tempted. But to be honest, just buffing our Hydra damage when our Ice Blades do incredible damage, and the rest of it's no slouch either. We're so the main damage that we've got is our Hydras, our Ice Blades, and our Frozen Orbs. So just buffing one of the three doesn't make that much sense. We might as well buff all of it, and it does seem to translate because we've just cleared the pit 110 in about 6 minutes, which is quite impressive. Honestly, I think the other Hydra build that I saw on one of the things was struggling in pit 90, so I think we're doing all right. So we'll go over the changes that I've made. So obviously I've changed some of the aspects around. So elemental constellations are now on our amulet, which gives it another 50% modifier, which is a nice big chunk of damage. Where else are we? Our cold judgment. This one is what is allowing us to boss much more comfortably and deal with like higher tier pit stuff. So how it works is while no enemies are close to you, which is this indicator here. So when you're on bosses, etc., you want to make sure that indicator is on your bar. And it's only this is close. So you want to be this far away at least from wherever you're killing. Obviously, if you're going through like speed farming pits, etc., AoE clear has never been our issue. So I basically just ignore it until I need it. So on a boss, I just step away, do all my damage from at least this far away. To be honest, it's good practice to kind of just stay quite far away, but yeah, each their own. As long as you get it down, doesn't matter. But it's a huge, because it's not an increase, it's a deal, it's a base damage multiplier. It makes such a giant difference. Like, I just cleared T12 Durial, which I'll put in this video, and it's by no means a fast fight, but that was not possible for us with the previous iteration. Not even close. We would have struggled with tier 11, which is a big improvement, obviously. But it allows you to do your season journey stuff. And then we've got Shivering, which is just big multipliers. So I've tried to go for just big increase multipliers, which just affect us all of the time. The only one that's sort of conditional is the Cold Judgment. Merciless Cold, again, just stacking cold damage. It couldn't really be simpler. What else have we changed? Another big change would be Esus. So I did drop a mythic one, which is quite lucky, but then I immediately bricked it with indestructible, which is quite unlucky. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. The main important thing on this is still the evade charges. So before you break yours, make sure you get your evade charges on there. You can use a decent rolled, and like a decent rolled one is absolutely fine. It's boots. It doesn't really matter. You're not pissing about looking for loads of stats. So all you're looking for is movement speed and life, and then you can roll maximum evade charges. Job done. So obviously you'd have a little bit less crit using a normal one, but it's not a massive difference. And to be honest, we've got such high crit anyway. It really wouldn't matter even if you had like 10% less, which you won't. So, where's our crit? So we're 83%. And our conjurations gain 10% from our glyph, so they're at 93%. So we're pretty close to the crit gap. If I had a crit roll on Starless Skies, I'm there, which is the idea. I have also got that is a bit lucky, the transfigure on that. But again, if you transfigure all your gear, you're going to get the odd good roll. That is the point. And then you just keep getting good items and keep transfiguring them until you have good, if you want to take it that far. This is huge. It would be if it was the right roll. So if you get one of these as cold damage, again, that's because it's an X, it's a base multiplier. It's a huge amount of damage. So you want to aim to get that on as much gear as possible. So what else have we changed? That's about it for the gear. So we've changed our mercenaries. So we've gone from right here, main, because I just felt too tanky, honestly, and it was damage that I was looking for. So the main reason is opening fire. So because we're a crit based build, it's just a massive multiplier basically when it's up. It's nice for bosses, etc. And then just got here as a reinforcement. And what else have we changed? Skills. So enchantments. I was watching Lurkin's video, his Blizzard one, and he explained that Enchantment Master doesn't work the way it should work. So the way it should work is you should put two, like one of each element in and get the big damage, but it actually works kind of in reverse. It double dips on itself. So this 40 should be 80 if you have two of the same, but it actually times again, so it's like 120. And the other one, it just flat out doesn't work. I'm pretty sure that's how he explained it, but either which way. And I did ask him for a source on that one, even though I do trust him, and he said it's from the Max Raw team, so this is good. And then you go and look at all the guides, and they'll all have the same element in each slot. So that's what you want to go for. But anyway, I digress. We got Meteor and Blizzard. So Meteor's great for bosses because your Blizzard's doing nothing because you're trying to stay away from them. And as you can see, the radius is sort of, so the Blizzard's doing nothing on bosses. So say you've got like 30 keys to farm, or you're going to do Lilith or Fistos, like, just use that. Occasionally you'll get a little bit of damage and you'll get the odd overpower stack, which will just refresh your stacks, which is useful. But 99% of the time you're going to have Blizzard on, which is giving you barrier. So we have changed the runes. So we got Nagu Q, which is giving us up to 30% barrier. And then we're using Neo Om. Now you could use, if you don't have Om, Mott, which is actually really, really strong. Massive damage. It's really strong damage reduction. And that is what I was going to use until I decided to use this, because it's just another damage modifier. And again, Sork's not in a great place at the minute, so the more damage modifiers we can get, the better. And then the next major change is an absolute overhaul of the Paragon board. So I've played with this, fiddled with it endlessly. Everything is now in the best possible place for it. So got Destruction in the starter board. And we've got Enchantment Master, Conjure. And then we've got Winter with Frigid Fate. These ones are really nice, so huge multis. And then we have Searing Heat, which is literally just 70%. There's not really much else we can take on this board, honestly. There's a couple of options, but they're all just like even the Conjure one's quite crap, really. It's just a 50% damage bonus for the element that you used to Conjure for. or mana reduction or CD for them, but because our Hydra's constantly resetting the CDs and the mana cost is just negligible, it's not really worth taking. So we're using exploit in here, which again is just our vulnerable stacking. And then for our final board, we're going for Icefall, and we've got Tactician in there. Now, Tactician is brilliant. There's a huge damage mod on there that it's given us. But also, it gives 15% damage itself. And then, obviously, because we have no defensive skills in our bar, it lasts forever. And that's up every time you teleport. That lasts 20 seconds. Definitely going to teleport within 20 seconds. But anyway, so that's all the changes. I thought I'd give you some tips because people have been asking me some questions. So our build's applying vulnerable by our ice blades. So you don't want to sleep on your ice blades. You want to have them out all the time doing damage. Also, they do incredible damage. Anyway, so the other trip I wanted to show you is our Hydra. So we cast our Hydra. It has 3 heads. On the skill tree, you can see Hydra gains 1 head for every 3 overpower we have on the cast. So we get 6 from Inferno. So if I go cast Inferno and cast again, you can visually see this has 2 more heads, which means it's doing almost twice the damage of that other Hydra. And if you have 2 out, it's basically you have a 3rd Hydra already. So when you do enter the next pack, or you teleport into the next pack or whatever, what you want to be doing is Inferno, Ice Blades, and your 2 Hydras. So you've got vulnerable on there, and then your 2 Hydras at max damage, pumping away initially. And then within the time that they take to expire, you will have another Inferno wipe. And in the meantime, you just piano these 3. And that's the way you're going to get your maximum damage all the time. You will also be summoning the Hydra enchant, which is another 5-headed Hydra. So when you cast your 2 and then piano flask, you're going to be doing a lot of damage, as you can see. Anyway, I'll leave you with some new boss kills and stuff. They're higher torments. Just to give you a flavour, I'll give you the 110 pit run as well. I have got a few ideas for some bits and pieces. I could do some guide videos on crafting, etc., and also farming the bits to craft with. If you guys are interested, please let me know. Just give me some ideas of what you want to see. So that's it for now. I really hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, and I will catch you on the flip side. Cheers.